Hello there, and thank you for joining us on this full ship tour of the brand new MSC World America. The ship is brand new to the United States and is the second in this class of vessel. It is listed by MSC at over 215,000 tons and having a capacity of over 6,000 passengers. This tour is going to have a little map at the bottom that shows you where you're at on the tour, and in the left-hand side on the bottom, it's also going to show you which deck you're on and what venue or area you're going to be in on the ship. So please have a good time and enjoy the tour. This tour is actually going to start at the bottom, and we're going to kind of work our way up to the top. We're going to start here on deck 5 in the La Foglia restaurant. It is one of the included main dining restaurants, one of 4. The other 3 are up on deck 6 and are going to be done in just a little bit. These restaurants are by assigned time. MSC kind of assigns you a time and a table, and that's where you show up. The times can change based on whether or not you sign up for different levels of services. The Bella and the Fantastica are at the bottom end of the service levels, or experiences as they call them, and the Aria and the Yacht Club are the 2 upper tiers of service. But those extra services or experiences do come at an increase in price. And if you find these tours helpful and informative, by all means, give us a like and a subscribe. We would really absolutely appreciate it, and it's free. As we start out here on deck 6, yes, there is a phone booth here, but it is a little bit more than a phone booth. It is actually an entrance to a hidden lounge of some sort that we never bothered to get into. The ship is beautiful, though. It has all kinds of beautiful work on the ceiling. The pizza and burger restaurant here is actually an included area and dining venue for the passengers. It is actually pretty good. We stopped and had pizza and burgers, and you have some pretty good treats and brownies that they will serve you as well throughout the day. Across from the pizza and burgers is the Luna Park and Arcade. It is a small little arcade that kids can play in, adults too, if you're really interested in doing that. And then behind this here is the Luna Park, where they will hold different events and little dance parties or karaoke or something like that that goes on throughout the cruise. Across from that, and a little further back, is the Chocolate Cafe. This is probably some people's favorite part of the ship. The chocolates that they serve in here are of various different kinds, and then they also do have ice cream cones with a bunch of gelato that you can get. This is all for an additional cost. And then here through the mid-deck, you're going to run into some additional shopping. And then as you continue heading back from this, on deck 6, you're going to end up at the Future Cruise area, as well as the excursion desks and the guest services desk as well. Across from guest services, you're going to run into the Dolce Vita bar. This is a live music venue and bar service area that throughout the day we'll have various different live music artists playing there. Then as we head back, you're going to run into the other 3 main included dining restaurants. The Esagono and the Hexagon are across from each other. And yes, Esagono is Italian for hexagon. I had to actually look it up, but they are basically identical restaurants with the same name in different languages. I'm not sure if anyone else thinks the same as I do, but the decor throughout this ship, in all the restaurants and public areas and even in the cabins, is really beautiful. They've done an exceptional job at designing and decorating these vessels. They are absolutely beautiful in my opinion. And then here, as you continue to head aft, you're going to run into the Bubbles restaurant, the last of the 4 main dining restaurants that are included as part of your cruise fare. Up here on the forward part of Deck 7, you're going to run into the World Theater. This is the main theater on board the vessel, and it will have various different shows throughout the cruise. They'll have singers, full-on productions. The comedians did a show in here as well. So the theater is multi-purpose and does a lot of different types of venues and acts. Compared to the previous ship that we were on, the Seashore on MSC, this theater is actually a significant improvement over that theater. Once leaving the theater, you'll come out to Masters of the Sea, which is a bar and live music venue on the ship as well. And yes, this is what the ceiling looks like throughout the main area on the ship. It is a constantly changing LED screen. The next restaurant we come to here is Ola Tacos. It is an a la carte and not included with your cruise fare. And then across from that is the Butcher's Cut, also not included in your fare and is an extra charge. Kaido is also an extra upcharge restaurant, and it is sushi with a teppanyaki restaurant back behind it. And then as we head further back, you're going to run into some of the shopping. This is just a high-end watch factory. This is where you can get different memorabilia, t-shirts, even some Legos if you wish. And then this is the Iris area. Further back from that, you're going to run into the casino, and I will leave a link for a complete casino tour that we have done that is far more extensive. And then heading back of that, you're going to run into the Panorama Lounge. This is almost like a second theater / other events that go on throughout the day. Like they'll do bingo back here, but they will also do some very entertaining shows as well at night. They'll drop the curtains at the back and block out the windows and have it be like a whole display screen at the back of the venue. Starting out here on Deck 8 is Les Dunes, which is a dine at your own convenience area reserved for both the Aria and the Yacht Club guests. The Gin Project is kind of as its name suggests. It is a gin bar that also is a live music area as well. It is the upper deck of Masters of the Sea down below it. As you head further back, you're going to run into Fizz, which is a champagne bar and kind of an upscale place to sit down and grab a drink. Across from that is the Elixir Bar, which is a little bit more of an upscale mixed drink bar where you can get some different types of cocktails that they have made up. And it also has its own outdoor seating area out to the back outside. Back in this area of the ship on Deck 8 is the Loft as well. This is a comedy and live music bar where they do dueling pianos, and their comedians will perform in a little bit smaller venue for a little bit more personal type of comedy show that tends to be adults only. As we head aft to the back of the ship through the elevator banks, we go out to the World Promenade. This is probably one of the highlights of the ship. It is huge out here. There are cabins that face inside to this area, It's outdoors, but doesn't really feel outdoors. Kind of feels like you're walking around in some small downtown European area. It has a coffee shop. There's a Greek restaurant, neither of which are included in your fare. They are for an additional cost. You will also have a little Greek Paxos on the go quick service area. And then as you continue to head back a little further, you're also going to run into the little Paxos Terrace where you can go up the stairs and get a little bit higher view of the World Promenade up here. This elevator goes all the way back up to deck 20, and it is the access for the spiral slide and jaw drop so that you can get back up to where you were. And as we continue to head after this area, this is where the All-Star Bar is. And this is, as its name suggests, is a sports bar. In here, they'll have a ton of live sports going on lots of different televisions, and they will have a huge selection of beers on draft as well. And then here, as you head to the outdoor portion of the All-Star Bar, is a bunch of tabletop shuffleboard as well. Across the promenade is Sweet Temptations. This is a venue that has just all different kinds of candies and treats and gelato and milkshakes, all kinds of different stuff that are all for those that have a really serious sweet tooth. And unfortunately for those with a sweet tooth, everything in here is at an extra cost, and none of this is included with your cruise fare. I think the milkshakes that were here are about $10 to $12 a piece if you'd like to have one of these custom ones made up for you. And then as we head to the very back of Deck 8, you'll run into the lanai, which is a lounging area at the back of the ship with a great view of the ocean. $20, please. Thank you.
D, right over.
I am not climbing to 20 from 10. That is against my religion at the moment. We are going to start out here on deck 20 at the top 20 exclusive solarium. On the day of departure, this area was open, even though it is reserved for Aria and for yacht club guests only. So at least we could give you a little bit of a tour here, but throughout the rest of the cruise, we did not have access to this part of the ship. Going down on deck 19 is one of the decks that has the yacht club cabins on it, and they are also not accessible by us. So we're going to go ahead and move on and go out to the Botanic Garden Bar up here on deck 19. This overlooks the pool area down on deck 18, the Botanic pool area. The Botanic Garden Pool is a completely enclosed pool area down on deck 18. It does have a retractable roof, and I'm assuming that it can be open, but the entire time that we were on this cruise, this sliding glass roof never did open up. This area does have 2 hot tubs that are enclosed, and it also has a ton of padded seating throughout the area. And on the sides, it also has 2 little plunge infinity pools that look out the side of the ship. The La Plage pool is the main pool area on the boat. I'll just call it the main pool area because it is by far the most lounge chairs and is always the most popular area for people to come out and get some sun while they're on their cruise. It has multiple hot tubs throughout the area, even up the stadium seating at the back. There's a couple more hot tubs, as well as some infinity pools off the side up on the upper deck of 19 next to it. Now, down here, it also has a pizza area and burgers and hot dogs that you can get right out here at the pool. And then as you turn around from this, you're going to run into the gelato and ice cream area out here on deck 18. The pizza and the burgers are free, but I do believe you will have to pay for the gelato and the ice cream over there. Continuing aft, you're going to run into the El Mercado buffet. This is the main buffet on the ship, and they serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner here in this buffet. This buffet is absolutely huge. I am only going to walk down one half of it, and it's still going to take a little while. It's so big they have to have a map for it to show you where everything is inside this buffet. There are plenty of drink stations, and while they're not serving, which is why I could actually walk through here with relative ease, is they have these covers down. Now, in this buffet, they do have soft serve ice cream, and this is included for free. Ironically, the soda machine is not free, but soda is an extra charge on board. The buffet has a ton of seating. There is never an issue finding a place to sit at this buffet or the other smaller buffet that is up on deck 19 that we'll get to in a little bit. There are also drink stations all over the place, and these have ice water, juices, coffees, teas, you name it, they've kind of got something there for you to drink. The 2 different sides of the buffet are joined by this glass walkway that looks out to the World Promenade, and also has these seating areas that are outdoors here. They have a beautiful view that looks out to the World Promenade and up to the sky as well. And here is a quick little sampling of what the breakfast buffet will look like on the buffet here on 18. Up on 19, I'll go through a little bit of the buffet at lunch so you can see some of that food as well. The food is good. I've never had a problem finding something to eat on these buffets. There is a very decent selection of lots of different kinds of food. Heading to the aft of the Il Mercato Buffet is the Zen Pool. This is typically supposed to be an adults only quiet area pool. You may see a few kids running around in here, but it is a really large area. And especially here on first day, there's going to be some kids that are running around out here, but it is a much quieter area to go visit if you want to get some sun, but don't want all the activity going on at the main pool area in the center of the ship. Here at the back, it also has a little glass walkway that goes over the back of the ship as well. This area also has a great view of the World Promenade, and it also has its own little bar and seating area here back in the shade as well. Up here on deck 19 is the second buffet. It is a little bit smaller buffet than the one down on deck 18, but it typically opens up a little bit earlier than the other buffet as well. So if you want an earlier breakfast or an earlier lunch, you're gonna come up here and be able to grab something at a little bit earlier time. It has typically the same foods, just not quite as much and maybe not quite as big a selection. There is also some additional seating outside of the buffet here on 19 towards the back of the buffet, and it overlooks the Zen pool area down on deck 18 for kind of a nice little area to eat outside if you prefer doing that. And kind of here's a quick sampling of what the Brasserie Buffet will serve at lunch. Forward of the La Brasserie Buffet on deck 19 is the kids area. This is where you can bring your kids and drop them off, and the crew will have plenty of things to entertain them with. Off to the side is where the Formula Racer virtual Formula One race simulators are at, and it is also where the arcade area is, where there's a whole bunch of different arcade games to be able to go play. Coming up onto deck 20, the first thing we're going to run into here is the fitness center. This is where you're going to be able to come in and get a pretty good workout. There are lots of different machines, a lot of different treadmills, some bikes, some ellipticals. They have a lot of different free weights and a pretty good variety of machines. I found that at the busiest times, though, when there are 6,000 people on a ship, this gym can get very busy. But if you don't mind going a little bit later in the morning or in the afternoon, this gym is very empty and very easy to get a good workout in. A little bit aft of the fitness center, you're going to run into the box bar and sportsplex. This is just kind of a little bar and seating area just next to the sportsplex. This sportsplex is a indoor basketball court for most of the day, but it also is their bumper car area as well. And then heading to deck 20's outside area, this is where you're going to find the water park. The water park is a very busy place with all the kids that were on this ship. They had a ton of fun out here playing in the water park on days at sea and days in port. It was very, very busy area. I had to actually come out here very early in the morning to even have a chance at being able to shoot this without running into a ton of people, adults and kids, that were participating in the water park. Up these stairs, you're gonna find the access to get up to the upper area for the water slides that are kind of the twin racers and the drop slide that they do have here. This is the area where you're going to come out down on deck 20 after you do that. As you head further back this way, this is where you're going to run into the jaw drop at Spiral Slide. I did actually do this. It is free, it is fun, it is not too awful scary. It's not quite as fast as you think it is, but it is pretty entertaining to do. This is the area for the outdoor entertainment up here on deck 20. You will need to sign a waiver before they let you do anything up here. Most everything is free, except for the cliffhanger, which is $5. But as you can see here, it's a little bit of an adventure to sit there hanging off the ship 20 decks above the ocean. And this is actually a great place for us to end our tour. So if you enjoyed this, by all means, please give us a like and a subscribe. We would really appreciate it.